So again, welcome to our Tejano virtual events. Today we're going to have a great presentation for you. We have Mr. Carl Dwyer here, who's going to be talking to us about the EPCC Veterans Resource Center and the great services that they provide. So for attending today's workshop, you're going to have the opportunity to earn Tejano passport points. So during this workshop, I'm going to be placing that code to get the points in the chat box, and I'll be sharing more about this program after the workshop. So please get comfortable and mute your mics. And if you have any questions, you can raise your hand down at the bottom, or you can go into the chat bubble and place your question there. So go ahead and get started whenever you like, Mr. Dwyer.
Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Just audio check.
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to thank you for having me. My name is Carl Dwyer, and I am the director of the Veterans Resource Center here at El Paso Community College. And what I plan to do today is just go over short bit of information for all of our faculty, staff, and students on our Veteran Resource Center, the services we provide, and how we can be of assistance to anyone needing assistance, faculty, staff, and our students, um, especially those that are military affiliated. If you haven't heard, the Veteran Resource Center is back and fully operational at two locations. The main resource center is located at the Valverde campus, which is located in the Student Services building on the second floor, room S139. And we also have a new Veteran Resource Center located at the Trans Mountain campus, which is located in room 1133. And both those centers are staffed by full-time staff that are ready to assist all military affiliated students with anything they may need assistance with. At the Valverde campus, we have a Navy veteran, Mr. Luis Garcia, who's the full-time veteran resource specialist that runs that center. And at the Trans Mountain campus, we have Mr. Juan Vallejo, who is an Army veteran that runs that center also. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to start with this short video. Hopefully you can hear it. Let me know if you can't hear it. But it talks about why veterans are attending college. So.
We can't hear it.
I think it's having some audio problems, maybe from the streaming. I think it's still having audio unless somebody else can hear it. Maybe it's just my system, but I can't hear the video right now.
You can't hear the audio? I'm sorry.
No, sir. It seems like it's kind of, maybe it's the streaming issue, maybe the Wi-Fi possibly.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm sorry about that. What I can do is I can just share the links afterwards in the chat. It's just a short video testimonials from students that are associated with the Student Veterans Association, talking about the challenges and the reasons why they were coming back to college. But we'll go ahead and move forward because I do touch on much of what was said in the videos throughout the presentation. So this course is a course that was recently developed by our department, which covers what we like to call the keys to student veteran success. So one of the things we're looking to do here is to make sure that everyone is aware of the elements and what it takes to set the conditions to make sure that our military affiliated students are successful. That's because ultimately that's what we want them to be. We want them to come to school. We want them to enjoy being here. enjoy their time, and actually graduate and move on to better things in life. And what we found that for many veterans, as this slide says, that this is a very significant life transition coming out of the military. Is many of our veterans are experiencing an entirely new setting, culture, experiencing, and coming to school. Can be a challenging experience. So. Um, Tools and facilities like our veteran resource centers are here to help alleviate that, to help knock down any roadblocks or challenges that our students may be experiencing. And we found that, just in the short time that the Veteran Resource Center has been open, that has already started to contribute immensely to student success, and with testimonies from students here in our own Student Veterans Association that are in and out of the center every day. We also find that many of these students, they don't fit the traditional mold of students. They're older. They have lived life experience. Many have spent multiple years in the military. So what they bring to the campus and what they bring to student life is just a total different set of tools and experience than the average typical high school student. This can, be an advantage, and it also can be, a challenge to those students fitting into the on-campus lifestyle. So that's what we're here for. That's what courses like this are for, to educate everyone on how we can better facilitate to make it a more enjoyable experience for everyone. This slide just talks about who are student veterans. It's a little outdated data, but it shows that many veterans are continuing to use and take advantage of using their VA education through their service, whether it be through voc rehab, educational benefits. Also, many children. That's one of the goals of our department now, is also to make sure that we increase the awareness and the education for military affiliated children and spouses that are eligible for their benefits to come to school. So we want to see an increase in enrollment and completion in all categories. So student veterans usually come from they've served in the military. They could have served 20 years, 30 years, 2 years, 4 years, so it runs the gamut of the typical student veteran. There is no cookie cutter answer to who a student veteran is. They've served in multiple branches of the service, depending on their MOS, their job skills, deployments, where they're from, lifestyle, things of that nature. Just multiple degrees of complexities to who they are. So there is no one stop or one cookie cutter solution to define who a student veteran is. But one of the things we want to make sure, as they attend college, is that, they're a student first. They're a student first. We do want to continue to honor their military service, thank them for their service. We appreciate that service. But while they're here, we're trying to put the focus on their success as a student. A lot of people have it, they said it's interchangeable, but the success of the student, we don't want the veteran and the service to be the focus, the thing that sets them apart. We want them to be an honorable student who graduates and, has, like I've said earlier, a good experience while they're here at EPCC, and as they transition on to either their next career or their next level of college. Some of the characteristics of student veterans, as this slide dictates, service members and veterans bring valuable experience. As I said earlier, the military population features a high diversity, once again, in age, physical ability, family status, and education level. Many of our veterans are returning to school after getting out of the military. Some have already earned higher level degrees, through their service. They may be looking for a change in lifestyle or a change in profession, or just seeking to do something different, or just to use the benefits that they've earned to seek another career or career field. Also, student veterans, we found that they enhance the college going experience. Many, once again, are more mature, and they bring that vast experience of their military experience and deployments and where they've been stationed, where they've lived, the different jobs and the different things they've been exposed to. So they just bring a multitude of advantages to a college campus. And the last one there talks about for student veterans, the degree programs can open their door to increased income equality. We found that many of our veterans, as I talked about earlier, maybe they had a military occupational skill, which we like to call an MOS, which is something that may not transition or translate into a marketable civilian job or civilian career. So many, once they transition out of the military, find that they need to go back to school to either learn a new trade, a new skill, or take on a new career path. So I just saw a chat come up about the connection being poor. I don't know if that's my system or is that just, can you all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I just saw the chat bubble come up. All right. So again, many different diverse backgrounds when it comes to our military affiliated students and many different reasons as to why they come back to college. Also, many student veterans may be faced with disabilities or after their service, they may be physical wounds, they may be invisible wounds. But what we try to do is to make sure that our center, working closely with the other departments here, whether that be counseling, advising, the Center for Students with Disabilities, we want to make sure that the student has every tool, every bit of assistance that they need to once again be successful in school. And also, just because a veteran, when you may hear the term disabled veteran, that does not mean that a veteran is, to the point to where he or she cannot function, to where they cannot excel in class. That just means that, through their military service, they've acquired some form of what is considered through the Department of Veteran Affairs a disabilitating injury. But again, this will does not mean that they can't learn, that they can't achieve, that they can't do just as well as any other student in the classroom. So we'd also like for our staff and faculty to know that just working with us and working with the Center for Students with Disabilities, the sooner we do this, especially when these military affiliated students enroll in college, to identify these disabilities up front, the sooner that we can put the tools and put the resources in place so that later in their school dates that they don't have the challenges when it comes to certain things in the classroom. We have seen that many students military affiliated students didn't know about the resources that are here. So whatever we can do to continue to get the word up that if we have students with disabilities, that there are resources that they can reach out to, both through our resource center and through the Center for Students with Disabilities, that would be really appreciated from everyone involved. Talked about some of the reasons earlier why, you know, veterans are attending college, and this is what kind of the video would have touched on. Again, it offers an increased career opportunities, of course, higher wages. Education yields higher wages, more education, you would hope, would yield higher income. Also, I talked about transferable skills. Many veterans have maybe had a technical field or a military skill that does not translate. Now they need to go back to school to learn a new trade and or skill, for their, the next chapter of their life. And again, lastly, somewhat, just the network, social skills, get into a new environment. We have many that have retired from the military, and many of our veterans are looking for something to do to keep their brains active, to use their benefits. So many come back to school just for that experience, to network, meet new people, and to socialize. So there's many reasons why we may find veterans on our campus. Veterans also bring strong work ethics, leadership, discipline, teamwork, and a sense of duty to the classroom. Since I've been here about 10 months now, and I think the biggest thing or the biggest piece of feedback that I've gotten from our military affiliated students is that they just want to be treated like adults. They want to be talked to like adults. They've served in the military and they've been responsible for millions and $1 billion worth of equipment, sometimes been battle, combat, and you get into a classroom and you're in a classroom with a bunch of 18-year-olds, and that one size fits all thing doesn't necessarily work. So if I could relay anything to our faculty and staff when you're dealing with military affiliated students, especially veterans that have served multiple years, is just to try to keep that in back of mind that you're dealing with an adult, a lifelong learner, somebody that's not necessarily straight out of high school that may need that sort of direction or dictation that you may have to give to somebody straight out of high school. I've had that come up for many veterans that are now considering coming back to school, many spouses that are trying to convince their veterans to come back to school. And just hopefully, if we can keep that in back of mind, that would help us to increase our number of military affiliated students that return to college. This is another video. I'm not going to play the video. I'll just go over some of the key points from it. Again, it's a testimonial from a student veteran that talks about the reasons and some of the challenges that she has expressed or experienced while going to college. Finding that new community, that sense of connectedness in the military. That's one thing that we're accustomed to is being on a team, being in the service, it's like a family. So finding that new sense of purpose, that new sense of motivation, goal setting is a reason that many of our students come back to school. Um, Navigating the enrollment process, we found that can be really, really challenging here, not only here, but at any school, so the frustration of knowing who to go see, who to talk to, what forms are needed, what benefit I'm entitled to. That can be a very, very frustrating process that many find that once they get frustrated, they'll just turn away from it and say, forget it, I'd rather go home. But hopefully, with the presence of our Veteran Resource Center, our Veteran Affairs, and more education sessions like these, we can equip all to help our veterans navigate this process so that they can understand, like Bullet 4 says, understand their benefits, because there's there's a multitude of different benefits that are available to our military affiliated students. So depending on what chapter they have earned, the set of instructions and the set of guidelines is different. So the best thing I can tell anybody to do is, if you have any questions, if you have any doubt, or if you come across a student that's frustrated or not understanding the process, send them our way. Send them to either of our veteran resource centers. If we don't know the answers, we will do everything in our power to help them get the answer and walk them through that process. That's what we're here for, so that once again, that their experience is one of the best experiences. Again, financial management, we have many programs here in the Veteran Resource Center, both on campus and off campus, where we're able to tie our veteran students into financial support. We have a work study program in our center. We are an approved VA work study site. Currently, we have about 13 work study students, and this offers our students an opportunity to earn money while they're actually going to college. So this offsets sometimes the financial hardships that they may be having, and also it helps us because we are a small staff of 3, but by using the VA work studies, we're able to expand our footprint and expand the services that we're able to provide. And it also gives a chance for veterans to do what they like to do, continue to serve, and veterans helping veterans. Everyone that currently works in our department is a veteran, either a student or a spouse, and currently employed as a work study. So they take pride in everything they do and everything that they do to assist our other veterans and students. And the last one on this slide, career planning and networking. We're doing a lot of things in conjunction with the Department of Labor, the Fort Bliss Transition Assistance Office, and our own career and transfer services here at the college to help our veterans with resume writing, applying for things such as federal jobs, translating their skills, their military skills and their education into resumes and CVs for their new career. So we can assist with that. We conduct every semester, we try to conduct 1 or 2 sessions with some type of career skills and service seminar. We've done federal hiring, interviewing, and also the federal resume. So when you see those flyers come out, please share those with the students. Anyone and everyone is able to attend, and we would love to have as many in a class as possible. This next section talks about the keys. This kind of sums up everything that we try to focus on here in our department. It's a set of principles that's been published by the Department of Education. And this is what we consider the 8 keys to student veteran success. So everything that we do on any given day in our department, which I like to say, if it doesn't apply or just doesn't support one of the keys to veteran success, then we're not going to do it, because this is pretty much the blueprint for making sure that we're doing things right by our student veterans. And the first one I really like to highlight, it talks about creating a culture of trust across the campus. And again, that's why we offer classes like these, why we want to get the word out about the resource center, so everybody knows that there are resources for our veteran students. And the veteran resource centers are those safe spaces where they can go to and connect. And again, we just like the support from the college, the staff and faculty, to implement these keys to make sure that we're doing the right things. We are trying to collect a lot of data. In the past, we've seen that there have not been the collection of data as the number of veterans on campus, the number that are using their benefits, the number that are not using their benefits. So me and my team in the next upcoming semesters are really going to be working with the different departments to take this data, collect this data, so we can see and track, the retention, the completion rates, drop rates, so that we can identify the challenges and things that, maybe go unseen as to why veterans may not be attending, may not be doing as well, to actually get after problems. So if you have any information you'd like to send any information our way, please reach out to the Veteran Resource Center. And as we establish these baselines and start to get after the gaps and identify the gaps and the things that may be going on at our college that we may not know about. This next section, I just want to talk about some of the things we've done over this past year. Once again, we kind of had a soft opening back last April. But this last 2 months in January, we officially reopened both the Val Verde location and the Trans Mountain location. And those 2 facilities are full-time, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You can, students and faculty and staff can, military affiliated students can visit those centers and find somebody there ready to assist 8 hours a day. We do have a new program that we kicked off last fall, which is called Veteran Voices. And this is a facilitated discussion program we've partnered with the Texas Humanities Department. The goal is to offer this once again, once every semester. And this is a peer-led discussion group where veterans, military affiliated students, staff, faculty, or anybody in the community can come into these sessions that want to learn about the military, that want to discuss, get to know, network, and socialize with our veterans. These sessions usually last about 2.5 hours. We provide refreshments, there are readings, and what we found that this is a great resource for our veterans to connect with other like-minded individuals on the campus, to get to know other people. And also several of our faculty members have attended and also have really enjoyed those sessions. So if you see any advertising for upcoming Veteran Voices sessions, please sign up. Please share it with your students, because once again, we would like to have those sessions as packed as possible. The OPTT program, the on-campus off-base transition training program. I slightly mentioned this earlier. This is a program that we've partnered with the Department of Labor, to where we have captains and trainers come in to the campus to work with our military affiliated students on those job skills, career skills, interview skills, and things such as resume writing skills. So we look to also offer those sessions probably twice a semester. The next classes should be, we're going to start advertising here. It should be coming up in the later this month, March or early April timeframe. Some of our goals, as I stated earlier, we're working with the Department of Veteran Affairs to educate and help increase VA benefits, education, and utilization with our veterans. We found that many veterans have questions and are confused about maybe their VA ratings, what they're entitled to when it comes to health care, service-connected disabilities. So we're going to offer sessions on campus in partnership with the VA to help educate our veterans on what they're entitled to. So once again, more sessions on campus to educate and hopefully increase the numbers of veterans that are utilizing their benefits, which in turn will increase the number of students on campus. I'm also proud to announce that our Student Veterans Association is back full-fledged. 2 semesters ago, we relaunched it. We now have a Student Veterans Association, which has almost 20 active participants. We're looking to grow those numbers. But if you have any questions, or you have any military affiliated students with questions, please send them into the Resource Center, and anyone on our staff would be more than willing to let them know about the things that the Veterans Association here on the campus is doing. They're volunteering in the community, both on and off campus, and they're doing a lot of great things. They're also looking to send a few representatives to the national regional summits that'll be coming up here within the next semester. So again, another opportunity for our military affiliated students to connect with other military affiliated students. El Paso Community College is currently ranked as a top military friendly school. We are in, I like to say, the top 100, but our goal here in the department is to make the top 10. So we're going to be doing things such as the 8 keys, the things on this slide, our military affiliated orientations, and knocking down barriers to increase our ranking on that top friendly military friendly school. So the challenge that the Board of Trustees has issued to us is that we're going to try to get our school into the top 10. So hopefully our students and our staff and faculty would help us achieve that goal here in 2025. These are some pictures of some of the recent events that we've just had and just hosted here at our school. The top left, that's the school leadership, myself, the Student Veterans Association president, along with the Board of Trustees at the ribbon cutting ceremony. That is actually the Trans Mountain campus that was being reopened on that day. And the picture on the right is a picture of many of our local partners. We are partnered with many veteran service organizations within the community to also take care of our military affiliated students. And they were in attendance also. The picture in the upper right depicts, we have members from the Purple Heart Association, the Elks Lodge, the Disabled American Veterans, and the VFW that have agreed to partner and collaborate with our school and our centers to make sure that we're doing everything we can do for our veterans. And the picture on the bottom is myself, our Student Veterans Association president, and Dr. Sharada proudly signing the declaration from the Purple Heart Association. Our school has now been dedicated and chartered and established as a the first college across the nation to be proclaimed a Purple Heart college. And what that means is that the Purple Heart Association has came in and taken a look at what we are intending to do for our veteran students, and they have recognized that EPCC is actually putting actions behind the words and the mantra that we are a military affiliated school. So that charter holds us accountable for the things that we say we're going to do for our military affiliated students. This is just a picture of the remodeled Veterans Lounge at the Trans Mountain campus. This was a couple days before the reopening. And once again, this is a full-fledged Veteran Resource Center. Prior to reopening, this resource center didn't have the capabilities. It was just a lounge. But now it is what we like to call a full-fledged resource center. So every capability and thing that you're able to do at the Valverde campus, you're able to do now at the Trans Mountain campus. So computers, computer lending, laptop lending, loaner books, quiet space. This space is actually our larger space at Trans Mountain. So we're thankful for Dean Mann and Dean Webb and the college leaders for giving us this space. And we just need veterans and students to come in and take advantage of it, because the more we use it, the more justification we have to, excuse me, to get even more space. So that's the goal. Again, earlier I talked about the military-friendly school. We are on the list. And so if you open up the GI Jobs magazine, El Paso Community College, I believe we're ranked number 45. But again, that puts us in the gold tier. But our goal ultimately is to be in the top 10 of military-friendly schools. So everything that we're doing here is to achieve that goal and to make sure we're doing things better. And lastly, this is just another picture of the Purple Heart Proclamation. These are proudly displayed in both Veteran Resource Centers, presented last month by the Purple Heart Association, and again proclaiming El Paso Community College as the first Purple Heart College in the United States of America. So that's a big deal and something that we stand proudly on, and we fully intend to hold in high regards as we continue to move forward. The best way to get in contact is via email. No, really, the best way to get in contact is to actually walk into the Veteran Resource Center. We would love to have you visit, come in, have a snack, have a cup of coffee. Let us give you the overview of the center so we can provide a thorough set down of everything that we do here and what we're able to provide. And we just like for anybody and everybody to come through and visit. You don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to be military affiliated. We welcome all visitors to come into our center. All right. With that being said, I would like to now, I don't know if there's any questions on, what we're doing, things maybe you've seen here at the college, things that you may not be considering. I would love to hear from anybody that's on the call or on the class that has any questions for me.
Angie, go ahead.
Okay, I see Angie with her hand up, but I don't hear anything. Angie, if you're speaking, I cannot hear you.
Well, we're waiting on Angie to see if she can come in. Yeah, and Norma has a question. Are there any plans to expand to any of the other campuses?
Yes, Norma, I would. I've had that. That's a great question. We've had that question from a lot of our veteran students. Um, if you were to ask me, I would say yes. The challenge that we do have, as we've had with both this center at Valverde and the center at Trans Mountain, is space. In the college, again, we're grateful. We're grateful for the space that has been given to us right now. But we are working with our department leadership, with Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Smith, to see if there are other opportunities for us to expand into larger spaces for the Valverde and Trans Mountain campus and into initial spaces for the other campuses. I can tell you right off that there is a lot of interest at the Rio Grande campus from what I've seen so far. I don't have data to support it, but with the questions and the visits that we've had, we have a lot of military affiliated spouses that are in the nursing programs at RG, and we like to get out to them also. But I will tell you that the full-time staff that we have here, that they are willing. We will come out to campuses also. So if staff or faculty or students, or if they need assistance, or we need to come out to do presentations and to offer assistance, we're more than welcome to do that too. We just need to receive the call, and we'll be there. So, but yes, to answer your question, hopefully one of these days we will get to more campuses. Great question.
So Angie did get into the chat. She says her mic's not working, and she's asking, are any of your resources affected due to all of the changes at the federal level?
As of right now, we have not seen um, any of our resources be challenged or affected just yet. Again, I just came on last year. My first goal was to get these two centers back open, to get staff on board, and then the next area that we're going to start also tackling is applying for federal grants, and money. Because kind of to go back to the last question that Norma had about expansion, I do think that any expansion that we're going to be able to do at the college or through the college is going to come with the assistance of federal grants. So searching for and working with the grant office, we are looking for federal grants for funding for centers such as these. But right now, no, we have not seen any um, um, challenges or lack of resources. We have had a lot of questions, of course, when you start cutting benefits or, uh, losing federal employees, not only at, like the different federal agencies, but the Department of Veteran Affairs. We are in communication with them on how it is impacting their staff. Um, you know, well, I guess I would say yes to answer that question, because we have found that any outreach efforts from the Department of VA, like if we want to have them come to the college to give a class on veteran benefits or a class on veteran resources, that request has to be filtered all the way up to the federal level and approved by the federal level. And we have had some of those requests, I won't say denied, but not approved, to where we have had to cancel some of our on-campus classes for veterans. So in that aspect, yes, but when it comes to the funding aspect, we have not been impacted just yet. I hope that answered your question.
So I have a question. What about, you said that you have a student club as well. How would you find out about what type of activities they are doing? Would it be on your social media pages or different?
Yes, it'd be best to, it'd be best to come into the VRC. We are looking to establish a student veterans Facebook page, but right now the best way would be to follow us. We are on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. It's at EPCC VRC, and there we try to post not only events and community events that are going on here on campus, but things that are happening in El Paso, veteran events, veteran benefit events, anything that we learn of, we try to share and spread that to many people as possible. Our Student Veterans Association meets just like any other club. They meet at least once a month. Right now, we don't have a set schedule, but our student president is looking to market and set a date for our club. And I want to say it's going to be the third Monday of every month, but don't quote me on that. It'd be best to come in to the Veteran Resource Center and get signed up. Because once you're signed up, they'll actually add you to their the club WhatsApp, where the club communicates about all of the things that are going on, both on and off campus. And Luis has also shared the link in the chat of our Veterans Resource Facebook page and our Instagram.
That's great. Thank you. Norma also has a question. Are there any flyers we could distribute through the libraries to promote your services?
Oh yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I could share that with I don't know who could I send that to. Can I drop it in the chat here to
You can
give to
actually send it
everybody?
to me. I'll put my email in the box and I'll
Okay.
get them all distributed to the libraries. That would be
Okay. All
great.
right.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. We want to get that out. We've just updated with our QR code that takes them to our website. But we really want to get the word out that the Veteran Resource Centers are back. They're open. They're manned. They're staffed, and they're here. We are here to help. So whatever the staff, faculty, and anyone can do to help us market that, we greatly appreciate it. Greatly.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in to give a presentation. And you've accomplished a lot for only being here since last year. So you've really done a great job. We appreciate you and all the services you provide. So thank you for
Okay.
coming in.
Well, again, thank you for having us, and thank you for giving us this opportunity, or giving me this opportunity to highlight the Veteran Resource Center and what we're doing. And you're right, we've done a lot, but there's a lot of more work to do. And this is our way of showing our veterans that we truly do appreciate their service. We honor them, and we appreciate them deciding to attend EPCC. So we want to do everything we can do to make them successful.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right.
And
Well,
thank you
thank
all
you
for
again.
coming in too to see our workshop today. I have put in the chat a link to get Tejano Passport Points. So if you haven't signed up for that program, that's where you can earn points for attending different EPCC events, including the Tejano virtual events. I'll show you a flyer that we have as well that can get you started if you haven't already. This will help get you signed up for the program, and then you just use the link we put in the chat to sign in for your points. Next week at 1 o'clock on Friday, we are going to be having a presentation from PASO's program on the Cesar Chavez and Oral History Project. So we hope to see you next week, and we hope you have a great weekend and be safe. So thank you again for coming, and we'll see you next week.